I've shared a story here before in my house about the stairs creaking when no one was home for about 20-30 minutes, but I haven't shared a couple other occurrences. I have lived in this house for ages since I was a small child, and the first unusual thing that's happened to me was here. I was half awake, half sleeping in my room when I heard a voice say my name. I woke up, looked in the direction it was coming from, and nothing was there, so I went back to sleep. A few minutes later, I felt a tap on my shoulder from the direction the wall was. I think I ran into my mom's room crying, I don't know, but I remember that clearly, as she was asleep and no one else was in my house. This one could very much be brushed off as the wind and just a funny coincidence as to what I put it up to, but I'll share it anyway. The wind and rain is quite strong where I live, and one evening I was going upstairs and the landing window blew open. As a joke, I said out loud, "Can you close that please?" And the window slowly closed. This caught me off guard, but I said thank you and went into my room and just came to the conclusion it was the wind, so I just say it was good timing. I used to have a lot of figures on my shelves and they were on the wall opposite me, and often they would fall off. It was more annoying than anything, but I got one off of eBay from my mother for either Christmas or a birthday, and it started subtly shaking enough for it to grab my attention and slipped off my shelf. Could also be put off to adjust, slipping off, but since I got that one, they would fall off a lot on my other shelves. However, they were perfectly fine. Something that really alarmed me that I genuinely have zero explanation for is a loud thumping upstairs when I was downstairs with my cat, as if someone was up there and the floor creaking like there was footsteps. And my friend who I was talking to told me to check the front door and it was unlocked. Mind you, I have diagnosed anxiety and normally have to check it still locked every time I go by the door, and absolutely don't go sit down when I come home before locking it. During this time, I also heard something that sounded like cupboards opening, which would have been in my bathroom. I thought someone had somehow gotten into my house and I was gonna get my cat and leave in case there was. My mother came home shortly and I told her about it. She will always go with a logical explanation despite having abnormal experiences herself. But I got a knife and we went upstairs and nothing was up there. I have mentioned the situation with the staircase in more detail on here before, as I said at the start, so I'll just give a brief description. I'm upstairs with my two cats in my room. My house is not modern and the stairs and floorboards creak a lot, like I said earlier, whenever people walk across them, so you will always be able to tell the difference. I heard them creaking and it assumed it was my mother. The creaking happened a few more times, then eventually went on for 20-30 minutes. I can't remember specifically which one, but I never left my room since. I thought it was my mother doing something. The creaking stops at some point and I hear the front door unlock and remembered my mother hadn't been home. A lot of the things I said could be put up to more sensible reasons like the wind, but I want to know what some people on here think about all of this and if it could have been to do with whatever was in my room when I was younger and it just stayed.